All right. Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a 2019 extravaganza video, aka I'm going to do every end of year video, but in one big video because I don't want to make three. I don't have time, so we're going to do that. So part one is going to be all my favorite songs of 2019. This is going to be a real quick one, mostly because normally I do a compilation video with clips and stuff, but those basically get almost instantly taken down by YouTube these days, so I'm not going to invest all the time to do that for it to just get taken down. So what I've done instead this year is I have made a Spotify playlist, which I will leave linked down below, of all my favorite songs from the year. There are 60 songs. I did not rank them because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have time and I don't care. So you're going to have them all there. And yeah, you can check those out. I would definitely recommend. It's a fun playlist. Like I said, it's got 60 songs on it from the whole year. So that's really fun. Part one, my favorite songs. Done. Check. Okay. Part two is the K-pop tag video that I normally do. So I'm not going to do the whole thing with every single question just because I don't really have interesting answers for every question. So I'm just going to answer the couple that I do think I have good interesting answers for. So the first one, I'm just going to say it just off the top. What were my favorite albums of this year? So my favorite albums of this year were Taeyeon's Purpose, which I don't think is a surprise to anybody. This was a really excellent album from Taeyeon. I always say that she gets better and better with every release, and that's definitely true. This is a very cohesive album, a very, where My Voice in the deluxe edition of My Voice showed a lot of, variety of what Taeyeon can do. This was a very cohesive, kind of similar themed sounding album, and I'm interested actually what the repackage is going to sound like, if it's going to kind of continue in this vein or do something else. But this is pretty much my favorite album of the year. I loved every song, but some particular ones I would like to call out are LOL, my favorite song on the entire album. So good. I also really liked Gravity, Four Seasons. Spark was okay. I liked Here I Am a lot as well. A really solid release from Taeyeon. Would definitely recommend checking it out if you haven't yet already. The next album I want to talk about, I don't actually have physically, so hopefully I will figure out how to insert a picture of this album while I'm talking about it, but that is Fancy You by Twice. So I actually forgot this album came out in 2019 because it came out so early in the year, but this was a phenomenal album from Twice. Really liked how they were doing a different thing with their sound. It was very distinct. It was a more mature sound, but it was still very Twice to me. I really enjoyed the Fancy title track. I really felt like that was, again, very much a song that Twice would do, but was a different sound. It was a new progression, which I was really excited about for them. I also really liked the songs Turn It Up and Girls Like Us in particular, although I do actually like pretty much every track on the mini album. Really solid, and I'm happy they got to release that this year. The next album I also don't own physically, and that is No by CLC. They got their first win, you guys! Oh, finally! I love CLC. I loved everything they did this year. I loved No, I loved Devil, I loved Me. Really good releases. But No was just a really solid album. Aside from the title track, which I really enjoyed, I also liked Show quite a bit and Like It. But again, most of the songs on that album were very good. So would definitely recommend checking those out. And then the last album I want to talk about is honestly my cheer album for the year, much like the Perfect Red Velvet was last year, and that is Luna's XX. This is the repack of their Plus Plus album that came out, although I'm going to be honest with you, there is enough new material on this album that it really could be its own mini album. I absolutely adored Butterfly, a really good title track. I also liked Satellite and Colors and Where You At, which is pretty much all the new songs on this album, so also really enjoyed Luna this year. I'm sad that was their only comeback for 2019. They really should have done literally anything else. I guess there was that digital single at the end of the year, but meh, doesn't count. I'm surprised that they didn't do anything else. I'm excited for their comeback soon, hopefully. I also really enjoyed all their boy group dance covers that they did this year, and if Burn, which I think is what the song is called, is not like those boy group covers, I'm going to be real disappointed because their choreography was fantastic. I really enjoyed it a lot. So those were my favorite albums for the year. I did want to briefly talk about packaging. I didn't have anything favorite packaging for this year. I mean, I like this style of book packaging, but nothing really crazy came out this year that I super loved that wasn't something I already loved. So we're going to kind of skip that, but what we're going to talk about is my least favorite packaging because I have two things I want to talk about. The deluxe edition, actually, of Taeyeon's album, I don't really like. It's huge. I didn't really realize it was huge. And while, the pictures are nice and stuff, I'm just really sad that this doesn't fit with my other albums. Had I known that this was so much bigger, or had I looked at the things more closely together, I would have probably realized that it was so big, and I would have bought the other edition so it would fit with all my other SNSD solos, but yeah, so I got this one, so I was just sad that it was just a big album. And then my other least favorite packaging for this year is XOSC's What a Life. No More Plastic Bags 2020. Thanks, gang. The other thing I want to talk about was the albums that surprised me this year. So I have 3 albums, that's about 2 albums and a song, but whatever, that surprised me this year. The first was Sleepless in by Epic High. So I am super late to the Epic High train. I know. What's up with that? I started listening to the Tableau podcast this year, and Tableau was very interesting, and I really enjoyed his podcast. It's a really good one. Actually, if you don't listen to it, I would recommend checking it out. But anyway, it got me more interested in like, oh, I should check out Epic High's music. I know that they're really good and people like them, and this was their latest release. I was like, okay, I'll listen to it. Super good, blown away. Really, really enjoyed that album. A very good release. A solid end to end. I don't think I have to really explain how Epic High is great because I know everyone really likes them already, but would definitely recommend checking that out. Also this year, I also was listening to Kpop Daebak Show with Eric Nam, who I've listened to some of Eric Nam's music in the past. I really liked his Honestly album last year, and he had a new album that came out today, this year, or 2019, called Before We Begin. The whole thing is in English. Really recommend checking that one out. Really enjoyed that album. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed that album. The title track is called Congratulations. It's very good. I also liked the pre-release single quite a bit, Love Die Young. But really, end to end, another really good album from Eric. Would definitely recommend checking that out, especially because it is a full English album. And we want to be supporting, you know, aside from the fact, like K-pop artists and things, I think you really want to be supporting Asian Americans and Asians doing music in English and supporting that, you know, as well in particular. So would definitely recommend checking those out. And then the final thing I wanted to talk about was actually Super M's album, Jopping. Let's talk about Jopping for a second. Gang, I love Jopping. I didn't think I was going to because it's such a stupid concept. When we're jumping and popping, we're jopping, come on. But it's such a banger. God, I love this song. I love it so much. I'm surprised at how much I love it. The whole album actually is pretty good too. I was impressed with the album generally, but like, man, I just loved it so much. So that's that one. The next thing I want to talk about is the song that I add for myself every year. Because this is the thing that I really like about K-pop in particular, and that is my favorite choreography. So I'm going to talk about 3 songs, and I'm going to try to insert clips and hopefully not get this video taken down for that. And it's going to take me a while to edit this, so hopefully you see this sooner rather than later. But the first song I want to talk about is Hip by Mamamoo. And what I really want to talk about, choreography here is by Leah Kim. I want to try to actually say the choreographers this year instead of forgetting to do that. I actually looked up this time. So Leah Kim, who's from the, I think, 100 million dance studio. She's a pretty famous choreographer. So apparently the point of this choreography was that Mamamoo wanted to basically shut up the haters and say, look, we actually can dance. And I would agree that they can dance from this particular thing. So what I really like about this is Solar and Moonbyul in particular really crush this choreography. They're the ones to watch. If you're not watching them, you're missing out. Some of the things I really like are the literal moves, I'm going to say. So like at one point they say kick it and someone kicks. And there's sort of like an air guitar sound in the... or there's a guitar sound in the track, and they do like air guitars to it, which I really enjoyed. The entire chorus and pre-chorus bit is just the best. And I think one of the things that they're really good at doing is the intricacy of their moves, especially in the chorus and the pre-chorus. A lot of it is about very precision timing and snaps. Like there's that head motion where they're kind of like, I can't do it obviously because my face isn't on camera, but I will hopefully put the clip in here of it. And it's just, it's really good. It's very smooth, and it's very pleasing, and I like that. And I like the click me, show me, close up part. I think that's really good as well. Click me, holding this you do. Closer, hip, hey. So just a really solid choreography, shows them all who can dance, is very fun, is dynamic, and I enjoyed that a lot. Next I want to talk about No by CLC. I couldn't find the choreographer for this, so if somebody knows who that is, let me know. What I thought was really nice is that there's a lot of variety of their formations for this, which I think is really cool, and they definitely are very dynamic. They do a lot of people are up, people are down, or to the side, they're on stage, they're off stage, which I think is really good for this type of choreography. I think the two final my two favorite parts really for this whole thing are I'm going to call it the catwalk bit, where they're kind of doing the breakdown where Yeon keeps saying, you know, whatever, no, it's the 애교, no, sexy, no, that part. 구두, no, 향수, no, 가방, no, 화장, no. Really good, very interesting. I've enjoyed it, especially with like music shows and like camera cuts. It does a really good job. And then also basically the entire final dance break. Now. good. Oh man, it's just good dancing with some good, again, dynamics and formations and changes. Very solid CLC. Keep it up. I was actually a little bit disappointed that Me, which I think has a stronger beat, had a weaker choreography, which I was kind of sad about. Me has a lot of like hand throwing, and I was disappointed that they did that after having such a good choreography with No. And then the final one I want to talk about is actually probably my favorite one of the year. And it was the one from the very beginning of the year. Everyone was talking about it, which is Luna's Butterfly. And this was choreographed by, I'm going to say everyone's names wrong, but Hyungyu Kim and Vayoung Kim, I believe, were the ones who choreographed it. I think Hyungyu Kim is someone who works with Luna actually quite a bit for their choreography. So good. You guys, they freaking lifted Go On. They did a lift. Nobody does lifts in K-pop. And a girl group did it. It was really, really good. I just love that part. Their transitions, the Luna's transitions are fantastic. Like how they incorporate people in and out of the different groupings that they have of people is just really, really good. It's very smooth. It's very interesting. There's 12 of them, and all 12 of them are in sync, like insanely in sync. And it's, especially with the Butterfly had those like very frilly sleeves, just like, it's really accentuated, especially that part with the line. Where they're all going down, like it's just all very in sync and very clear, which I think is really good. I do appreciate how they take the 12 of them and they really make a good use of the fact that there's 12 people in their group, and with how dynamic and flowing the choreo is. I think they do a really good job with that. A lot of groups that are smaller struggle with this, and a lot of groups that are bigger also struggle with this. So I'm impressed that they're able to do that with 12 people, and I think that they do a good job of making spots for people. So for example, you know, again, there's 12 of them, so not everyone has an equal amount of lines, but when like Vivi has a line, or Hunjin has a line, or Yojin has a line, like they get a spotlight spot in the choreography. And I think that that's really smart, and I think that that's really good. And so even though you see probably more of Kim Lip or Olivia Hay or whatever, generally just because they have more lines, I do feel like when people only have a few, they do get a spotlight. So you get to see them instead of just like having Vivi be off to the side to say her one line, right? And then at the very end, there's a bit where like a small group of, so in the beginning of the song, one of the pre-chorus, whatever, I don't know, like 5 of them do a group and 5 of them are just kind of standing off to the side or whatever. And at the end, all 12 of them do that same move together, and it looks really good. And it looks, I'm going to put the clip here. You'll see what I'm talking about. But it looks really good, and they do a very good job of all 12 of them doing it together, which I think is fantastic. And what I really like about it too is that it puts Hyunjin in the center when she's not like, you know, a main dancer or whatever of Luna. I think it's cool that they try to put everyone kind of in the center or in the middle, or just to really show that, yeah, you know what, sure, of course we have people who are better at dancing, just how anything is, but everyone can do it. And I really think that Luna showed that this year also with all their dance covers, that everyone can do it, and I think that that's really cool. So that is my 2019 album tag section of this video, and now we're on to part 3, the final part, which should also be pretty quick, hopefully, which is my 2020 resolutions. So what am I doing with my K-pop collection in 2020? So last year what I did was I basically didn't really buy that much stuff, album-wise. I wrote down throughout the year things I wanted to buy, and I would go back and look at that periodically, and I would just delete things because I was like, oh, I don't actually want that anymore. So I want to do that again. I kind of don't want to buy any albums until the very end of the year, and have albums sit on my wish list for like the entire year. So it's almost like a no buy, but it's not really a no buy. With the exception of, my only exception here being if SNSD basically releases like a limited edition of something, then I will purchase that because it's limited edition and time sensitive. Also maybe Red Velvet. Yeah, if Red Velvet also releases a limited edition and I actually want the limited edition version of the thing, I will probably try to buy it right away. And I guess same with Luna. So basically, if like a couple of my groups release like a limited edition thing and I want that limited edition thing, then I will make an effort to buy it in that moment. But basically everything else, even if like Taeyeon's repackage, if there's no limited edition and I don't want it, I'm going to wait to buy her album until the end of the year. It's kind of the thought. So that's kind of my thought there. I really want to prove to myself that I want a particular album, because I have in the past bought albums and I'm still trying to sell them. Shout out to my trade and sale Instagram, whodogsor.trades. Please trade with me. But yeah, anyway, that is just kind of what I want to do, is I want to keep my albums to be really things that I love and things that I really want to have as physical objects in my life. And then the other thing that I'm going to probably do a lot more of because of that is I'm going to be focusing a lot more on photo card collecting, actually, because I really like collecting photo cards. They bring me a lot of joy. I bought a lot of photo cards the other day on Macari, so you're going to see that in a video hopefully sometime soon. But yeah, so I'm just going to be trying to do more of that. Obviously trying to mostly get Girls' Generation, although they're a little harder to collect in some ways, so you'll probably see more of my collections when I do my photo card haul thing / update video of like putting my cards away or whatever I end up doing. You'll see what I'm doing with my collection then. But trying to get a couple more groups and people that I like and just trying to be, you know, reasonable about it and that kind of a thing. So, you know, trade with me, please, and buy and sell with me, please. Again, Instagram, link down below. It's all there. Come hang out. But yeah, so that was my 2019 extravaganza video for the year. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are doing well and had a great new year and a good holiday season if that's a thing for you. And I'll see you sometime with another video. Cool. Bye-bye. Bye.